Hello everyone, Standard 10 History, lesson number 3, Applied History. Now, already we have discussed some of the part of this lesson, and now we are going to explain the remaining part of the same lesson, Management of Cultural and Natural Heritage. Now, cultural heritage and natural heritage are the two parts of heritage. Now, cultural heritage is divided into two parts, tangible and intangible cultural heritage. Now, tangible cultural heritage means ancient sites, buildings, artifacts, and manuscripts, sculptures, paintings, etc. Intangible means oral traditions and their language, traditional knowledge, social customs and traditions, rituals, styles of performing arts, certain traditional skills, communities, groups who represent such traditions, customs, and skills. Okay. Now, means tangible means something concrete, and intangible means that is in the oral form. Okay. Oral form, or that is followed as a tradition. Natural heritage means fauna and flora, ecology, and geomorphic characteristics of a particular region. Okay. Flora fauna means natural characteristics and geographical characteristics. It is essential for the benefit of future generations to preserve our heritage. UNESCO, the global organization, has announced some directives with the objective of promoting the cultural and natural heritage. On the basis of those directives, list of sites and traditions are declared as World Heritage. So UNESCO is the international organization, and it has also declared some of the sites from our country as the World Heritage Sites, and UNESCO is funding for the protection and maintenance of such sites. Now, Western Ghats and Khas Plateau, okay, in Satara district, these two places are declared as the UNESCO World Natural Heritage, okay, in Maharashtra. Cultural and natural heritage management is one of the main aspects of applied history. The work of conservation and preservation of the cultural heritage falls under the jurisdiction of the Archaeological Survey of India and India's state departments of archaeology. So, see, whatever cultural and natural heritage is there in our nation, so to maintain and to protect, okay, these places of cultural and natural heritage is the responsibility of Archaeological Survey of India, and it's a national organization, government organization, and it has its branches in each and every state, okay, and they are taking care of the cultural and natural heritage in a particular state. Besides, INTAC, Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, is actively working in this field. The work of conservation and preservation of cultural and natural heritage requires participation of experts from various fields. They need to be duly aware of the cultural, social, and political histories of the heritage site. Principles of applied history are useful in creating the awareness among them. So let us see that INTAC is another Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage who protects the cultural and natural heritage sites of India. And to protect these sites, it is very important to have knowledge of cultural, social, and political histories of that particular heritage. Now let us see the operations necessary for the conservation, preservation, and development of the heritage site can be handled without causing any change in its original state. So if you have to, or one has to handle, or one has to protect, preserve a particular cultural and natural heritage site, no change is allowed. Yes, we cannot make any changes in that particular site or particular construction. Number 2, the local social structure and psychology of the local people, challenges faced by them in the present situations, and their expectations can be surveyed in detail. So, when considering a local social structure, okay, and psychology of the people, okay, the challenges they have faced. Okay, so all these things, what are their expectations, what challenges they have faced, what is their way of thinking, okay, their customs and traditions, their psychology, everything has to be taken into consideration. Number 3, due precautions can be taken to avoid hurting sentiments of the local people while completing the projects of conservation, preservation and development of a heritage site. So while protecting or preserving any particular heritage site, it is very important that we should not hurt the feelings of the or sentiments of the local people. Okay, while completing that particular project. Participation of the local people is participation of the local people in the project can be facilitated. So it is very important to participate the local people. Okay, to involve them in that preservation process is something very important. Okay, and it helps to get the local support of the people also, and even they come to know the importance of preservation of a particular cultural or natural heritage site. A systematic plan can be designed to employ the local skills in a creative way and create better opportunities of livelihood. So systematic, we can plan it. We can plan a conservation of a particular cultural or natural site, and we can create opportunities for the people also. Okay, to get them livelihood or to get them to give them work. Okay, so this also can be done. So let me stop here. Remaining part of the lesson will be discussed in the upcoming video. Thank you very much.